If KSI decided to sell all his assets, this includes his Prime Bill, his Sidemen YouTube channel, his main YouTube channel, and plus all his other businesses, he will gain £1 billion, and this will make him one of the most richest YouTubers ever. But because he struggles with overthinking when it comes to this one thing, he feels like he's not successful.
Do you overthink?
Yes and no. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, which is exactly what I just said. It can literally just be me and the camera, and just the connection between that, essentially, rather than me just trying to overthink and then essentially not get anything done because of it, or just slow down everything and just not get where I want to get to. Because, like, you know, being in a relationship and then all of a sudden you just overthink something that she said, and you just know it's not that deep, but then you're overthinking like, wait, why did she say she loves me without exes? Like, what's going on? Like, I don't get it. Like, where's my two exes? Like, we always have two exes. Why is she just...
Can you blame me, man? According to KSI, overthinking about a girl in a relationship is one of his most difficult obstacles to overcome. And even though KSI is stupidly successful, this affects him the same way it affects the average guy. And the unbearable results of overthinking can lead to having insomnia because you can't get that one foot out of your mind. Doing something out of character just to get some attention, like posting something in your story like a quote in hopes that she will see and then try to respond to you. Developing severe social anxiety because you keep second guessing yourself. Or you end up overthinking so much you never do anything, you never take a chance on yourself, and you end up living with regrets with the words "what if" in your mind.
Okay, so what are the three main causes of overthinking in a relationship?
Somebody's breath stinking. She only wants you for your money even when you don't have any better looking guys than you keep liking her picture on Instagram.
Okay guys, we all know that I'm joking, but there's a little truth in that. Like, let's be honest, you've never gotten jealous over someone that you find ugly gain attention. So what are these three main causes, you ask? I'm here to answer. Number one, you just feel like she's out of your league and you're just buying the time until she realizes it. Now, this is not even a true thought, but this is what most guys end up starting to think, and it gets to the point where they start to create scenarios in their own heads. What if she's with this guy? Or what if she's with this other guy? And this is how you end up stalking her Instagram page, seeing what she's doing. Maybe she's left some clues, feeling like you're a detective like Sherlock Holmes. Number two, not being able to communicate what you really want to say. You ever spoken to a girl that you really like, and then you start typing a text that you want to say to her, then you start deleting it, and then you start retyping it again in another way, and you start doing it so many times to the point where you start to overthink what you want to say and don't say anything at all, or say the wrong thing. And number three, you may have social anxieties due to past traumas. Maybe you got bullied at school. Maybe you ain't never been told that you're handsome until she did. Or maybe you just grew up in a rubbish environment where you got punished every time you made a mistake, so now you're afraid to make mistakes because you don't want to get the same type of punishment that you had as a kid. I don't know.
If this is the case, how do we stop overthinking in relationships?
Hey, my guy, what accent is that? Furthermore, how do you actually do it?
Okay.
Just get straight to it, man. Get straight.
Well, before we carry on, guys, everything we're about to discuss on how to stop overthinking in relationship is actually from this book. And the amount of gems this book covers, oh my goodness. I just hope when you read it, you don't become a master manipulator. But the link is in the bio if you want to check it out. So how do you stop overthinking about a girl that's obviously taking your soul? This book covers several ways, but today we're going to talk about one. And before we get into it, whatever you do, don't tell yourself that your overthinking is bad.
I feel like at some point I'm struggling to find joy in things.
So the more you overthink, the less happier you'll be, and you'll be less likely to find joy in things, like KSI said. And this is one of the main causes that leads to you self-sabotage in a relationship with your partner, friend, family members, or even at work. So guys, to begin on how to stop overthinking with any relationship that you have, your partner or your friend, you have to be able to accept that you can only control what you can, and anything that you can't control is out of your hands. So you can control what you say in a text, face to face, but you can't control how someone will always feel based on what you've said, depending on what the situation is. So for example, if you genuinely feel like you haven't done something wrong to your partner, and then your partner's behavior starts to shift a bit, and then you ask them what's wrong, and they reply to you with nothing, then keep it like that. So this is where you start to practice setting boundaries for your mind. Stop overthinking what could have happened, what may have happened at work, family or friends. Set another boundary where you stop yourself from overthinking whether she still likes you or not. This will help you protect your mind at night when you can't sleep and you start thinking about what if I said this, or what if I said that, or what if this has happened, or what if this didn't happen. Instead, you can do 2 things to take control of that situation. Number 1, communication. So instead of you sitting there trying to guess what the person wants to say or doesn't want to say, or what they're thinking, or what you don't know what they're thinking, say this: hey, I was just checking on you to see how you feel. Whenever you're ready to talk, let me know. And that's it. Don't add any extra words, don't say anything extra, don't throw any emojis in there. If the person wants to say something to you, they will. If they don't, they then won't. Now, the hardest thing about hearing that answer is you literally have to accept that answer for what it is. So, but let me tell you what it isn't. No, it does not make you a bad person because they decided not to communicate with you with what they really think, or maybe they had nothing to think at all. And no, it doesn't mean that they like you any less because they decided not to share personal information about themselves or what they're currently thinking or going through. But because we're human, I do understand that these are the times when you start to create random scenarios in your head that keep you up late at night. So I want you to do this one thing every time a random scenario comes in your head late at night. Ask yourself, what do you want me to get out of this situation? What is the outcome? Every time a random scenario pops up in your head, ask yourself, what do I want from this? What is the outcome I want from this? Do I want to feel sad? Do I want to feel happy? Now, because we're humans, I ain't gonna lie to you, there's some people that actually enjoy the feeling of being sad. They enjoy the comfort from it because they're so used to things happening bad in their life that they want something, or they try to predict that something is going to go negative for them. And this is why it's sometimes hard for you to say that you want a positive outcome, because if a random thought comes into your head and you ask yourself, well, I want a positive outcome to come from this, I want to feel happy, and the positive outcome is what's going to make me feel happy, you will stop overthinking. Number 1, you're taking control of how you want your mind to be thinking. So if you want a positive outcome to come, then you're more likely going to be happy. Number 2, you're setting the tone and the idea of what your energy should be shifting towards. You're manifesting what you want to happen regardless of what the situation you're going through, because you're telling yourself, even if the situation is not something where I'm comfortable in, I still want the outcome to end up being something that I want. Now, you can't always control it if someone else is involved, but you're setting yourself up for the likelihood of it happening like that.
So in conclusion, when it comes to overthinking, we should
understand that we can only control what we want to say, but we can't always control what the other person's reaction is going to be. Make sure that you have clear communications with regards to what you want from the other person, and also set boundaries. Always set boundaries based on what you want the outcome to be of whatever you're talking about or thinking about within yourself. Make sure to practice this mindfulness technique. Anytime you get a thought in your head that makes you want to start overthinking about it, ask yourself these 2 questions. What is the outcome I want from this? And do I want to feel sad, or do I want to feel happy from this?
Guys, thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, because I'm going to make more videos about this, make sure to subscribe, send this to a friend or a family member that needs to hear this, and make sure to leave a comment about things that you tend to overthink about so we can start a discussion about it. You get me? You heard? Let's vibe, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Peace.